And we are back here at CPAC 2021, and we have a very special guest with us. I am Darius Mayfield.
And I'm Priscilla Comfrey.
And as you guys saw, our guest today, just like most of the guests we have, was bopping and moving to this song, so we know she got swag. You like that? You like that intro song?
I did like that.
We appreciate that. Yesterday we got told that it's the best intro song on Media Row.
I would definitely have to agree with that. It's
amazing.
Boy.
So we talk. Well, listen, guys. You guys might have seen me post a picture yesterday. We actually had a little conference at the entrance with Mr. Vernon Jones, the rep that turned from Democrat to Republican during the Trump presidency.
Yes.
The smart thing to do, just like we had Van Drew do the same thing, go from Democrat to Republican. So there is a movement out here. People do get it. They do understand. And people want more and they want better. And I think our next guest is one of those people as well. Not that she was a Democrat, that she just wants better for our country. And she wants, us to put the American people first. So I like to welcome, and I want you to introduce yourself, Mrs. Rayla Campbell.
Yes. Hi. Thank you so much for having
Welcome.
me.
Absolutely.
This is an honor.
And part of the reason why we were with Vernon yesterday is because he wanted to get together all the African American or black conservatives that are running for some type of
Love it.
office.
Yes.
So can you tell us where you're based, what you're running for, and what your platform is?
Absolutely. So my name is Rayla Campbell. I'm based out of Massachusetts. Last time I was running for Congress against Diana Presley in District 7. So I'm born and raised Bostonian. I grew up on the South Shore. I didn't grow up privileged or anything. I actually grew up in housing, even though it was in a very what they call upper class town. Yeah. I grew up in a section, it was a cul-de-sac, and it was all low income housing. And all low income. We were on, food stamps at times for a little bit, but all of our neighbors and our friends, and we were all diverse. So we never saw color, we just saw ourselves. And it was amazing experience growing up down there at the beach. You walk to the beach, go to the harbor. I never ever thought of my skin color having to define me.
Yep.
And it is.
You sound so much like me right now.
Yeah.
And just so you guys
so
know,
true.
I've never
so
had
true.
a conversation with her about these things. So the fact that she just said what she said, which is what I say pretty much every time, just tells you our experiences are real. We're real people.
Yes, absolutely. And so, you know what? I stand for Americans, all Americans, Americans first, American values, American traditions, keeping the family intact, united, schools, choice especially, and then opportunities, education. My slogan, learn it, don't burn it. It is so important that we're teaching the history, because as I've always been a Republican, so I've been like the redheaded stepchild of the family, and everybody, my husband, he defines me as the unicorn because I'm also Catholic.
Gotcha.
So I'm Republican, I'm Catholic. Yeah.
Is your husband Republican as well?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
And my husband is Irish. So, we have 3 beautiful mixed children.
Awesome.
And it's just been an amazing experience to grow up in Massachusetts, where we have such the most diverse culture. We've had the Irish, the Italians, the blacks, and we had the times where it was like, no Irish need not apply, no Guineas allowed, blacks not here. But the problem is guess where we all worked? We all had to work the same places, down on at the boats or on the railroad tracks. So then we started blending, and we started interracial dating and marrying, liking each other, and we became this beautiful melting pot that we called America.
You know what's interesting?
And that's America. It is. That's the way it is here. That everybody comes from all over the place, and as long as you come legally the right way to let everybody have a fair chance, a fair shot at coming, man, the prosperity, it's unlimited, and we're a big happy family, really.
Yes.
And we need to get back to that, because I think the media and everything else has divided us.
Yes. Especially as
what
African Americans.
we the people haven't.
We the people.
It's so funny that you said that. One of the things that I learned, right, because when I met her, a few years ago, 3-4 years ago,
Scott.
is when I really, right before I met them, is when I really started being more vocal about being conservative and my support for Trump and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But one of the things I noticed, as the media and Democrats kept calling everybody on the right these racist, Nazi, KKKs, one of the things I saw as I started to get friended by and friend more Trump supporters and more conservatives on social media that a lot of the grandparents and older generation had grandkids that were half black, half Spanish. Their white kids were married to a Spanish person, a black person. And I'm just looking at these like, all right, you guys keep calling these people racist, but their grandkids are literally half black and half Spanish, and these are the same people that you're just blanketly calling racist and stuff like that. So, you know, it's great to hear you say that, because the things, us talking about stuff like this and what you're saying is just the common sense of life at the end of the day.
Exactly.
And like you guys were just saying, we just need to get back to common sense. Everybody needs to get out of their emotions and their feelings and judge everybody on an individual basis. Are we saying there's no such thing as racist people in the Republican Party? Of course not. But there's also racist people in the Democratic Party.
Yes, you know,
there are bad people everywhere.
There
Exactly.
are, and
They're flawed. We're all flawed.
We're all
really.
flawed. It's
We all have
it's a
flaws.
battle of good versus evil, you know.
Well, except me. Except me. Go ahead, dog.
You know, and like we're all children of God, and He made us in His image, all individually. How beautiful we are, and that is what we need to hold true, and we really need to bring back that into schools, especially into our young youth, because these children now, they have no respect for authority, for anything. They think they can just say whatever they want and get away with it.
They don't get beat no more.
Yes,
I
that's
used to
true.
get my butt whooped.
Times 10, you're like, what? Go out there and get that
Oh, my
switch.
God.
You better
For
not get a
real.
small one.
For real. I might have still done something bad after that, but trust me, I thought about that whooping before I did.
And
Like,
my
ooh.
father would just give me that look. I remember like being in Perkins or somewhere, a restaurant, having breakfast.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'd be like, "Meh, meh, meh," and I just was like,
Be like, what? Who you talking
and I was
to?
like, oh.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
I learned the look.
Who you think you're talking to?
And then talking
That's
through
it.
your teeth. Like,
Right?
Oh, yeah.
That was it.
My mom had the look where one of her eyes got really small. It looks like me with a migraine nowadays. I swear to God. I would tell her, I tell this story to her until this day. Like when I get my migraines, my one eye just gets really small. I tell my mom, it got really, really small. I'm just like, all right. I'll go upstairs.
Yep, I
It
know.
was so crazy and weird and scary.
But you knew, you got the look and you knew, and it
Yeah.
was. But then you respected
Exactly.
because you knew that they were your elders and that was it. You just it was so different. Today.
And there
It's
were
so different.
rules,
Yeah.
you know, there was like no religion, no politics at the table. And, you know, we'd always come to grandma's house on Sunday, go to mass, everybody would go to church.
Traditions.
Yeah, traditions. And we need to honor our traditions, all of the traditions that we do have, because that's what makes us Americans, and that's what makes us so amazing, the best country, where everybody wants to come here. And for us to, you know, constantly be hating on our own people, well, we've built up so many other communities. Why can't we build up our own? We have the right to say we are proud patriots
It's
and take care of our
it's
own.
fantastic.
America
Yes,
first.
America
Beautiful.
first, yeah.
Lift us up. Be happy. You're in this beautiful country that, you know, all these people sacrifice so much for us to be here free, and just respect it.
Yes.
It's okay.
Well, you know
you
what's
don't have
funny?
to agree with everything.
No,
but
you're not going to. We can agree
you
to
can do
disagree. That's why
something
we
about
have
that.
conversations.
It's America.
Yeah.
You
America.
can have your own opinion, people.
Let's go.
What's so interesting about what you're saying, though, and let's just speak about our community for a minute, the
Right.
African American
Yes.
community, right? If more people in the African American community thought like that, right? That we're just one big American family and we want to get to the issues and pass legislation that affects us all, our communities would probably rise a lot faster.
A lot
One of the
faster.
reasons why they're not rising is because they're able to keep us so divided, keep us so separated. So they say, this is the suburbs, this is, you know, the rules and regulations, this is what we do over here, this is the hood, you have your officials over here, and this is what you're gonna do. But guess what? Those people that are running the hoods and things like that are so corrupt.
Yes.
And have been in power for so long.
Too long.
And the reason they've been able to do that is to keep you divided, thinking that everybody's your enemy. White America, the suburbs, is your enemy.
Yes.
Stay over here with us where we keep screwing you anyway, and just stay, you know, happy with the little bit that we give you. So everybody taking on that mentality and understanding it's about the American people, it's about America first, will literally elevate these other communities and these distressed communities much faster than we are right now.
And let's talk about teaching our history. Like when I say learn it, don't burn it, let's talk about why the Republican Party was established. Let's talk about the first 9 congressmen elected to the Republic. Black. Let's talk about the fact that you guys want to go out there and quote Martin Luther King all the time. was a Republican. You know.
What about now in Massachusetts? Or maybe Boston? Didn't they just take down?
Yes,
Abraham
they did. They
Lincoln's
took down,
statue?
and that has been there for 187 years. And it was bought and donated and paid for by free slaves. And they also took down, so we have Christopher Columbus Park without Christopher Columbus. First he got decapitated, then they took him out. And I'm like, oh, that's great. So how do you have Christopher Columbus Park without Christopher Columbus?
But Abraham Lincoln, and
I
what
know.
you just said. I mean, like,
It's like you're taking down our history without even asking us. And why? Why are you trying to tear down our history?
Isn't that a little weird?
Yeah, because guess what?
like-
When you take it away, if you don't know the history, you're bound to repeat it.
It's literally like, though, all the people we're talking about, whether you say Martin Luther King, Abraham Lincoln, the people that directly affected Black Americans is the party they're trying to turn us away from.
Yes.
That is just, that's mind-boggling.
It really is. And that's what we got to stand up and fight against and make sure that we are protecting our history,
Yes, ma'am.
protecting our values, protecting our children, protecting
Absolutely.
our unborn. If we
Absolutely.
stop, it's defund Planned Parenthood.
Yep,
If you
I
see
like
my
that.
dress.
Oh, I like that. I
Thank
might
you.
steal that.
Yeah, exactly. Because this is in honor of the police. It's the black stripe that goes across the badge, when an officer is killed in the line of duty. And I've gone out there, and I want to make sure that everybody understands, it is not the badge. It is, good versus evil. And so many of my officers, African-American officers, have been targeted, have had, their houses spray painted with all sorts of racial remarks. And I'm like, wait a minute. They're out there trying to protect us and give us back our help and our voices and be there for the communities. When you take police out of the communities, you're looking and we're seeing what's happening. Violence going through
New
the
York
roof.
City.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
happening in Boston. We've had our highest crime murder rate this year.
Wow.
It's just, are you
Wow.
kidding me? They're releasing really, really dangerous people who go out and reoffend within a few days.
Wow.
And it's got to stop. There's got to be checks and balances. It's law and order. We need to be protecting our people. We need to be protecting our children. We also need to look at the mental health problem that we have and the drugs and open up our state hospitals so we can get people the help that they need. A long program. Same thing when it comes to school choice and making sure that the money follows the child. And then if those
Exactly.
schools are underperforming, you need to hold those teachers accountable.
Absolutely.
I would love
Yep.
to do an experiment
Yep.
with actually pulling some of those teachers from these really, really great schools. Let's put them into the inner city schools and turn those schools around. Teach these children the way that you teach the other children. Why are you giving them less of an education because you want to label them or keep them down for some reason? Black people and all black children, Spanish, Asian, no matter what your background is, every child deserves the same education, and
Absolutely.
they have the right
Agreed.
to that education. We come to America to be free and have the rights and liberties and opportunities for everyone.
Yes.
And that's what we
Yep.
need to be holding true to
Yep.
and standing up for those values. It just it makes me so angry and so upset to see it just being torn away. And I'm not going to allow it happen on my watch at all.
Well, and that's why we need people, Black conservatives
Yes.
especially, running, because people like you and me need to repeatedly keep saying these things, and we're the only ones that can get through to our community.
Yes.
Right? They can hear somebody like Priscilla say something, or even a President Trump. They've already created this notion in their head that this is not the one. They're just racist. There's nothing going to happen. Everything they do is just, there's going to be bad intentions behind
Right.
it. But when we step up there, people that have come from these communities, people that have lived in these communities, people that have family and friend ties
Yeah.
in these communities, and we start speaking, even if it's not everybody at one time, every time we speak, I know we're opening the door and enlightening at least one person. So
One more.
I'm really excited about your campaign.
Thank
I'm
you.
really honored to have met you. Wishing you the best of luck. Can you tell the people out there where they can go find out the information about you?
Yes, so everybody can check me out on my Facebook page right now. It's Rayla Campbell for Congress. It's Rayla, Campbell like the soup. I like to say Ray like sunshine, Campbell like the soup. It's Rayla Campbell for Congress on Facebook. They can also go to my website. It's raylaforcongress.com. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Parler. I'm on MeWe. All the same thing.
Awesome.
And they can, just reach out. If you want to help, you can donate. I have a WinRed up and open because, I'm a big supporter of
Yeah.
WinRed in the president.
Yes.
He has been the one that has lifted me up, and it made me so strong to have that voice. They call me the black female Trump because I sound exactly like him. And I'm like, well, he's a New Yorker, I'm a Bostonian. And
That's right.
We're just holding true to our values. And I think that's
Holding true to
I
our
agree.
values.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's most important.
And we also need to shed light on all this.
Yes.
Yep.
Because the other side does that all the time for the wrong things,
Right.
and we need to constantly, and that's why this podcast is great.
This is
because
amazing.
it allows us to get our voices
And we
out.
need to do
Absolutely.
more of these. I got a slot on a radio station, and we need to get our conservative voices out there and go after media as well. Get us on there.
Yep.
Why are they so afraid? Because we stand for everything that they say we can't
Exactly.
be.
Well, and on that note, guys, and just speaking to that fact, make sure you tune in soon on our Facebook page because we got an exclusive interview with Mr. Jim Acosta, and it's going to be doing exactly what she said, holding the media accountable, asking them the real questions. And one of the questions I asked him is, do you think I'm not black because I voted for President Trump? So tune into that to see his answer, man. It was an incredible experience. But Rayla, we're proud of you. We're so honored
Thank
to
you
have
so
you.
much.
We'll be watching your campaign.
Congratulations.
You
and
have our info. Anything
Yes.
you need from us, reach out. I mean, she runs New Jersey Women for Trump, so it's a whole women's group. So anything about women empowerment,
60,000.
I'm about it.
Yeah.
She's about it.
Yeah.
60,000 members they have right
Wow,
now. So
that's incredible.
whatever we can do, man.
Oh, and we need it because we have no representation in Massachusetts, and that's why I'm here. I'm down here. I'm bringing it back to New England.
Massachusetts
Yeah.
Women for Trump.
Yeah.
Time to start starting different chapters.
Yeah, we have.
Okay.
Yeah, they shut it down. And I was Black Voices for Trump chair in Massachusetts.
go.
So, it's time to really, we have a huge base. We can get out there. We can change the world.
Awesome, man.
Excellent.
Well, on that note, guys,
Thank you so much.
You're
It's such a
welcome.
pleasure.
Absolutely.
It's an honor.
It's an honor too.
It really is.
absolutely.
Thank you so
We're
much.
all honored. We're all honored. We're just honorable people. Love it. Love it. Not black, not white, American
Honorable.
podcast, baby. The honorable, not black, not white,
There
American
you go.
podcast.
There we go. Woo.
Jersey,
Yeah, boy.
Massachusetts.